everyone, welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios. It is Shout Out Saturday. And I want to do a shout out that is not in my box. I'm giving a shout out to Jessica at Paper Terrace. Some of you may know her as I'm a Cool Mom. Excuse me. She has issued out a Dollar Tree Junk Journal Challenge. She did one of these last year. She brought it back by request. And the idea is to make a journal with components from Dollar Tree for $20 or less. So, no, this was not from Dollar Tree, but I'm going to explain that in a minute. So, I made a list of the things that I have on hand that are Dollar Tree items, and then I went back and made a list of the things that I needed to buy. So, let's start with the haves. By the way, I'm intending to make this journal in one day. I have a Dollar Tree calendar on hand from last year, and this was one of those where you got the, yes, I don't need to hold it up, where you got the small calendar along with the big calendar, which means I have all these pictures on the back of both of these to work with, as well as the pictures on the inside. So there's lots of really pretty colors. I'm working with pastels, pinks, yellows, blues, greens, and lavender purplish, not a dark purple, but a lavender more tone. So I've got that. I also have the doilies that I had purchased to use with Dear Julie Julie's May Make a Kit, Make a Junk Journal Challenge, which I'm also working on this week. And so I want to pull out a couple of doilies. I'm thinking that the 10-inch, or maybe the 8-inch actually, the 8-inch will make good extra pages within the journal. I'm wanting to do a 3-sig signature journal. I'll explain that one in a minute as well. I also needed a book, and since they're on top of the stack, I'm going to go ahead and go to the books. Dollar Tree has gotten in a new influx of books, and at our Dollar Tree, they put them in a cart right up front when you first come in the door. They're their focus item for the week. And so I couldn't decide what book I wanted to use on the spot. So I bought all four. And the dust jackets are coming off. Now this particular one of Megan Linus, I will be saving the dust jacket to use in a Halloween journal, I think, with all the stars and stuff. But I love this baby blue cover. Loved it. And it's not very often we get books at Dollar General, or Dollar Tree rather, that have a solid cover. They're usually either all black, or you've got a partial color with a band color on the spine. And then when you open this up, the flyleaf is this beautiful dark denim blue. And I've got all these other pages that have the stars and stuff on them that I can use in the Halloween journal. So I'll be deconstructing all of these books, taking the innards out and having just the covers to use for junk journal covers. So these star pages will probably get put in my Halloween stash. Then there was this one, Francesca Ramsey, and the book content isn't so much as, look at this beautiful yellow. I love the yellow. Nothing really exciting about the insides of the book on this one. I just really love the yellow color. I'm going to come back to this one. Love and Other Carnivorous Plants. And check out this pink. This one I think is going to be the cover I use for one of either for Valentine's, or I may go back and get a couple more of these and use these for the pink ribbon journals that will be hitting my shop hopefully in September, August or September. I meant to get patriotic stuff in the shop this week, but I don't know if I've talked about that. I have pulled a muscle in my rib cage and popped a rib, and so I'm just now starting to move around a bit more, as long as I don't bend over, and if I do bend over, do it cautiously. So getting stuff into the shop has been slow this week because I'm spending a lot of time on the couch with an ice pack. But anyway, this one has doesn't have a lot in here that trips my trigger either, but it was the pink cover I wanted to grab. But then there was this one. You Don't Have to Say You Love Me. This is a memoir. But what happens when I take the dust cover off? This almost has like a mulberry effect to it. You can see paper greens in the back of the white, but look what happens when you open it up. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm going to turn it this way so I can open the leaf. Look at this quilting pattern. I love this. And this fly leaf is on the front and on the inside back covers. And I'm going to take these out and I'm going to put them with the sewing journal, and that may be where this cover goes. So I think I've narrowed it down that I'm probably going to use the blue cover for my Dollar Tree journal. Then we had, let's see, I had burlap lace on hand. And because I want to do kind of a springy butterfly floral kind of journal, this is perfect because this burlap will add a nice natural tone to it. This burlap lace comes into Dollar Tree in waves, so if you find it, grab you 3 or 4 rolls. This lace comes off, and you can use it as is, or you can cut it down the center and have 2 pieces of lace. And then this, excuse me, it's a wire-bound lace, so you can gather it and make gathers for the sides of the journal. Or you can take that wire out completely. So that is the burlap lace I'll be using. Let's see what else. I had the envelopes on hand. Like I said, I think I'm going to do 3 signatures, which means if I do 3 signatures, I'm going to be cutting the front and back cover off and making a wider spine, because this is nowhere near going to hold a 3 signature book. But I have these short envelopes, which make great for putting in as an inside page, and then you can use these for tuck pockets as well. So I've got the envelopes to use, had those on hand. I also had napkins, and I think I'm going to use this daisy napkin. I really like this with all the florals. Has a lot of the colors in it that I want to use. Just haven't decided how I'm going to use the napkin yet. And since this is a Dollar Tree challenge, I can use more than just 1 napkin in here from that package. I also had bling from this, and I'm going to use the gold. I'm using the silver or clear in Julie's journal, so I'm going to use the gold in this one. I think that'll be really pretty as centers in those flowers. Yeah, I think that, oh, one more thing that I had on hand was my egg decorating kit. Now, I had this one sitting over here. I was using this box just to showcase, line up my camera. But what I do when I bought several egg decorating kits from Dollar Tree when they went on, when they were clearancing them out, and I take all the dies tablets out, put them in little baggies, and then I put these in my scrap rack under the Easter category rather than trying to extract this whole box thing. So I had initially pulled this out, then realized I couldn't use this because it was not a Dollar Tree item, so I had to go into my scrap rack and pull out one of my bags of egg dyes. So that's where my coloring of my pages is going to come from. Okay, then we're into the stuff I had to buy. I had to buy ribbon, and I bought this sheer ribbon in the white because I'm going to be able to dye this ribbon, I think, at least enough to give it a slight hint of color. So that is my ribbon. And I bought a package of index cards. These make great journaling spots. You can cover these with other things. Use them for backing on the calendar pages, and it will add them strength and durability. But they also make, all you got to do is whack off the corners and you've got ready-made tags. So that was the index cards. I bought a package of note cards so that I had these envelopes because I like this kind of a tuck on a page to make a double tuck. So I have 6 of those, and then I have this pretty lavender packaging to work with. I like using notepads for waterfalls, flip-up, flip-downs, journaling spots, and this had just about all the colors in it that I'm working with, as well as bringing the lavender out in a pop. So I have that pad to work with. I do like working with composition notebooks because they come apart in the center, and they lift out, the pages lift out like this. So when I put these in my journal, my lines are going the right direction in my journal. So I have that, and I've already popped it apart. I'm not sure if I'm going to dye any of the lined pages, but I do know I'm going to dye the sketch pad pages. These are really durable. Now, I've got a couple of rolls of sketch paper that I bought at Michael's, and it's much thinner than this is. This is like a good quality copy paper. Not quite a 28, but it's heavier than the recycled stuff that I get at Walmart. So that's going to be where a majority of my pages are come from. What I'm looking at doing is coloring, see if I've got the math right, 15 sheets of each color, and that will let me put one of each color in the 3 signatures. I think that's why I've got it figured out. And then lastly, I picked up this gift bag because I wasn't sure what I was doing for a cover, but I could cut this apart. I could cut out the butterflies. And then I've got the strings that I can use for things if I want to, the handles. Now, there are a couple of ways you can do these handles if you cut them apart. You can wrap them right where you want to cut them with like Scotch tape and then cut there. Or you can, once you cut them, you can use a lighter and slightly fuse the edges closed or with a wood burning tool to seal that shut. And it won't unravel on you. So that is my kit for Jessica's Junk Journal Challenge. There are lots of things coming up in the studio. I'm going to be really super busy the next few weeks, and I hope you're coming along for the ride. I have joined I'm an elf for the summer, I can't think of all the words, 7 days summer Digi 2021 collab with Kara Brandon and Dear Julie Julie. And so starting on May 27th, there will be a video every day through June 2nd where I will be showcasing that day's digitals from those 2 girls. And then don't forget on the 20th, and I don't have a calendar in front of me, shame on me, I don't think. That's 2021. Well, maybe there's a 2021 back here in the back. Maybe. Some days. 2021, May. Yes, Monday is going to be Reindeer Club, where I'll be showing you what I'm working on for reindeer. 25th is Smash That Paper Pad collab with Deb Houck's Crafty Cottage. And then on the 31st, I will have 2 videos on that day, because I will have the day 5 with Kara Brandon and Dear Julie Julie, but I will also have the Smash That Paper Pumpkin with Rachel with Stampin' Girl and Linda Kaufman. So lots of things going on in the next week. So this rib has got to give up and give me a break. Okay. Now I'm going to draw the 5 names. Now this is getting low. I've got names I need to be adding to this. I hope to do that next week. I've been on pain meds and spending a lot of time on the couch. So there's 1. I'm looking over my camera, looking out my window. I think there's only 1 here. There's number 2. There's number 3. Doing this totally by feel. Number 4. Number 5. Okay. So we have Planning to Craft, Spectrum Art, Madi, Mary Brunholz, Ellen Larkin at Larkin Lane Creations, and Teresa H. Now keep in mind that 2 of these do not have asterisks after their name. That means they do not have their own channel content, or they did not as of the time of me putting them in the box. But they do have other channels that they follow and are inspired by. So I encourage you to check out all of the links that I will have down below for our Shout Out Saturday and see who they are, what they're doing, and what other channels inspire them. I thank you for joining me in the studio today. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you back here on Monday. Creative blessings.